What are you doing over there?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, nothing.
Looking all seductively at the monitor.
Huh?
I said you're looking all seductively at the monitor. Like, what are you doing?
Ooh. Ooh. I was just looking at the news in gaming. I was looking at this GameCube controller thing for the Switch.
Oh yeah.
Pretty sweet.
It's a GameCube controller.
Right. Like, I got excited for it. It was like, oh, yeah.
They're the same.
It's cool for people who like GameCube controllers. I would prefer it. I'd always wear out the C stick on it, like so quick from
The
Smash
C
Brothers.
stick always felt like it was like a gimmicky toy that was just
Yeah.
not up to snuff. Okay. I'm gonna throw this link in the Patreon, and then we should be good to go.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I might be a little bit sick.
That's all right.
Click on this. No, that's the wrong thing. No, back. Yeah, that. And I'll stop that. Click on this. Do you still watch a lot of YouTube or no?
Here and there,
Yeah.
not too much.
Yeah, most of the stuff I mostly listen to podcasts. And if I'm not doing that,
Mhm.
I'm watching Giant Bomb, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm watching wrestling.
Yeah.
All right. Publish now. I gotta edit this post. Save that. All right, you're gonna be the main face of the show because I won't click on my face a lot. I usually forget.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. All right, we should be good to go. Hello everyone. Welcome. No, I'm gonna restart that. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Chart Shot Gamescast. Each and every week, best friends gather around and talk about the news in gaming. Hello, it's just me and you. We haven't had one of these in a while. How's it going?
Yeah. It was about time. I was it has been a while, but I feel like usually when it's like you and me, it still like flows pretty well. Just because I don't know why. We're just
We usually end up devolving into
vibe.
like Sonic talk and stuff. And
That's true. I think
So,
I don't ever mind it though. So whatever.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, like how's things going? How's life?
Yeah, life is life. Nothing too exciting. Just doing a lot more, just working from home and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, after I don't even know if I even talked about it on the cast before, but I gotten fired from my job like 3 months ago.
Yeah, I don't
So
think you talked about it on here.
yeah, probably not. But yeah. So then at first I was like, oh crap, what do I do? I don't have a job anymore. But then I was like, oh, like I can just do a bunch of stuff that makes money and not have to work for anybody. So I'll just do that.
The freelance is
So, yeah.
working out for you, I guess.
Yeah. It kind of slows up here and there, but for the most part, it's just it's one of those things you kind of have to like stay on top of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking into Fiverr, maybe like doing like transcriptions and stuff like that. I actually figured out a way to do transcriptions really, really easily. So
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are looking for those for like blogs and stuff like that, just for SEO and whatnot. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that works out. Other than that, just been chilling, hanging out, doing chores, gaming and stuff.
Oh, video games. Who would have
Oh
thought?
yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Right?
Yeah, so what have you been playing? You play more Fortnite?
Yeah, there was a new update for Fortnite, the PvE, because ever since the Battle Royale came out, I've just been like, this is cool, but I played it like once or twice, but it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But there was a Halloween update, and they have like this new like kind of spooky map area that looks like it literally looks like a scene out of Scooby Doo, and it's actually pretty neat. So, and then they have there's a bunch of
Nice.
like Halloween related content and stuff like that. So I've just been checking that out. So yeah, it's still a game. It's moving along. It's just interesting because I feel like after the Battle Royale came out, the PvE is not so populated.
Yeah.
So they actually put the founders packs on sale too. They're like 40% off right now. I'm like, why so
Nice.
soon? It's only hasn't been out in early access that long, but yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. Like I'm thinking like that game will because they said they're gonna go free to play in 2018. I'm thinking it's gonna be early 2018 at this point. That's just my prediction.
That's what I thought. I thought it
Like
was like January or February they said they were going to do it.
they didn't really specify. They just said, oh, early 2018 or just
Hmm.
like 2018. So I'm just like, we'll see.
I thought I heard January somewhere. Oh well.
Yeah, I just kind of assumed that it would be January, but we'll see. I think going free to play at this point will just only help their numbers at this point because they've done the early access long enough. I don't even think they need to do the early access thing. It's Epic Games, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's weird. Is it real? I always wonder to myself, is it still really early access or is it like a product on the shelf because you can buy that for $60?
Right, that was the confusing part. Well, it's the
Yeah.
interesting thing because there's like a story mode or like a main quest that's like
Yeah.
you do a couple of things and then like it gives you like some of the story and whatnot. So that's they're still adding to that. So it's not like completed yet, but then there was another like editorial that came out and they were saying like, oh well, this game will always be in production. It'll never be done. We're just gonna keep adding stuff
I
to it. I'm
mean,
like,
that's just video games now, right? Like a lot of video
right.
games now are like that.
Right. So it's just I don't know. Just that was an interview. That was an interview kind of earlier on too before the NDA was released, and there's still even after there still isn't a lot of information about this game. It's kind of like hard to figure out stuff about this game if you want to learn something specific. So
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Yeah. You've been up to anything else? Just
Um,
Fortnite.
Fortnite, and actually, I just randomly decided to check out Guild Wars 2
Oh yeah.
because someone was like, "Oh, it's a cool MMO." I'm like, "Okay, cool, check it out." And it's actually pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
it a
it's
lot.
pretty
So,
nice. I played it a little bit. You know me and MMOs, I just fall off all the time. But like the parts
yeah.
that I played, I enjoyed it, and
Hmm.
I played it a little bit more, a little bit later on with a friend of mine. And
Hmm.
yeah, like it's a pretty nice MMO. The community there is pretty cool. They give you
Yeah.
like really good starting weapons. A lot of the pros at the beginning.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like
One
I
thing I noticed about it,
go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say one thing I noticed about it was it's pretty easy to get into, and also I didn't realize it before, but it was actually buy to play before. So then after it went
Yeah.
free to play, so it's kind of like it still has that like production value. It's like it's almost kind of feels like it has a little bit more production value for like a like a buy to play type of game. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
that
It's
was the
just cool
Guild Wars
checking out
model.
stuff.
Like even the first one, it was like that. It's like you would buy the game and then there's no subscription service, and
Yeah,
then you can
yeah.
just buy on the expansion packs as they come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I
I
enjoyed
like
playing
that.
that. Like that was like a family game for us. Like our whole family would play
Yeah,
it, and yeah,
nice,
it was pretty cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I played a little bit of Smite earlier in the week with a couple of friends, but I suck at MOBAs, so I don't play it that often.
Yeah.
So
I guess that just leaves me really. What have I been up to? I went and got my flu shot today along with my B12 shot.
oh, nice.
You can. I don't know if this camera's gonna pick it up or not, but hang on a second. So we got one band-aid in the front and one in the back.
Ooh, the same arm.
Yeah. I don't know why she decided to do it with the same arm. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Is your shoulder sore?
Well, okay, so like B12 shots, I get them every month, so that's no problem. But
Mhm.
when I got the flu shot, I immediately, like my arm immediately felt itchy.
Hmm.
Like I just wanted to scratch it. But I also felt really sick afterwards.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of those stories, right? Like
Mhm.
I haven't gotten the flu shot in years. Like I would never take the flu shot.
Mhm.
And so this is my first time in years. I can't even tell you how many years it's been. And I feel like shit now and I'm just uh why
Yeah.
why does the flu shot have to be so controversial where like it's supposed to help you like escape the flu, but then it also makes you sick.
Well, it's the thing about like these vaccinations. They're really just like, well, from what I understand, it's just like a weakened version of like the flu, basically. So
And
it's
that's what
like
you hear.
you either fight it off or like some people get sick or I don't know. Like it's weird.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Medicine, man.
I'm not a medicine. Yeah, I'm not a medicine man. But yeah, it's probably the biggest thing that's happened to me this week. Or no, wait, I've actually went to the Halloween haunt here in Toronto, or I guess
Nice.
Vaughan. It's like a big, huge amusement theme park that they transform into like a Halloween theme thing at night.
Hmm.
And like we went through all these different mazes that have like spooks, like haunted houses.
Hmm.
There was like a really cool one that they didn't have there a couple years ago was like the cave or the darkness or something like that, where it's just pitch black and you can't see in front of you.
Oh no.
So like I just have my hands out like waving around. So if I like so that way I wouldn't run into anything or hit or like run into anybody. Instead I just punch them, which is
Yeah,
a better alternative.
that's what I'd be doing. I'd just be swinging.
Just throwing haymakers, right?
Yep.
All day. Yeah. I went with a friend of mine and her coworkers, and one of her coworkers was super scared, so she held onto my arm for that one. And there's like a part in the maze where like it comes to a complete stop, but there's like two foam things like pushed together, and what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to separate and go through it.
Oh,
And
geez.
it's like a weird like air cushion tunnel thing. So so once I got to it, I didn't know what to do. Turned around like, hey guys, it's blocked. I don't know what to do. And then I just put my arm in it, and then I just kind of went with, and I let go of the girl that was hanging on to me. And so she was freaking out. She's like, "Oh my god, where'd he go?" It was pretty great. I was,
to the darkness.
yeah, I got absorbed into the darkness, and I actually like tried to reach my hand back out and try to like hold her hand, but I think I ended up grabbing my friend's brother's hand.
Nice.
So yeah, it was just weird, and like I couldn't get out. I hate the mazes that are just pitch black because you can't see anything, and you think you're just gonna run into everything. And then there was like one dude at the end who like pops up and he's trying to spook you. I'm like, dude, get out of my way! I need to get out of here. This place sucks.
Not interested.
Yeah.
It's funny. Sounds like
but
fun though.
We had a good time. It was really fun. I went on one of those rides there that they have where it just like puts you in like a circle thing and spins you around.
Oh, that was
I forgot to take off my glasses, so while I was being spun around, I took my glasses off and put them in my pocket. Yeah. I don't want to lose my only pair of glasses. So.
Yeah, that would be bad.
But for video games, I've been playing some of the heavy hitters this week.
Ooh.
I've been playing Destiny 2. I've only played that for maybe an hour a night for the last couple nights.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a lot to say on it right now. It took a while for me and my friend to group up, like maybe a couple hours, because we had to play through the tutorial, play through the area that like unlocks the social aspects of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But that game still feels good to shoot.
That's good.
Yeah, they made a good Destiny. Like if you liked the first Destiny, or if you like the way the shooting aspects worked, it's real good.
Nice. How's your performance been?
I've been playing mostly at 1080p 60, streaming it.
Nice.
But I might end up bumping it up more because I might not be streaming it. Looking at my stream, it looked like it was chugging a lot, so I might just stop streaming it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have a big enough rig to handle that. Yeah, I don't know. I started playing as Titan. I switched over to Warlock because what we're doing is that a buddy of mine and my dad are going to be playing that game together.
Nice.
And my dad already called dibs on the Titan. Like we were both playing Titans. I was like, fuck it, I'll just restart as a Warlock, I guess. And I don't really like the Warlock jump. It's more of a float.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It sucks. The Titan has the way better jump. Like the jetpack
Mm,
is way better.
mhm. Oh yeah. Give me a jetpack any day.
Yeah, stupid jump. Look at me, I'm floating in midair.
Yeah, I'm a warlock, man.
So yeah, Destiny 2. I want to get more into that. It seems pretty cool. I
Cool.
participated in a public event one public event,
Oh, cool.
and it was like way above my power level. But all I did was sit in the back and took pot shots at some enemies, and I got some
Nice.
loot for it, which was like above
Nice.
my power level. So I couldn't wear it.
Nice. Uh,
Yeah, so that was
got something
good.
to look forward to, though.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more of that. It
Nice.
plays real well. So I don't know if I played more Mario 2 or maybe about the same because that came out today.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah,
not Mario
yeah.
2. I meant sorry.
Odyssey.
Mario 2 for the NES, the best version of Mario 2, the USA version.
Mm, mm.
Fight me. So yeah. Mario Odyssey. That game is something incredibly special, I think.
Yeah.
It's been getting like a ton of praise, like 10s out of 10s and
Mhm.
9.5s out of 10s, and just trying to get my thoughts because I haven't been able to have the time to write it down or just think about it for a while.
Mhm.
I've gotten to maybe the third world, and it's pretty easy to get to the different worlds and find moons.
Mhm.
Because like it could be something as simple as like there's a sparkly thing on the ground, butt stomp it, and you'll get a moon. Or
Nice.
it'll be like a boss battle, which is really interesting. I just stopped playing. I was on a boss battle with there's this stuff that goes on the ground like paint or something, poison. I think it's called poison.
Hmm.
And what you do is you throw your cap over it, and it'll make the poison go away.
Oh, okay.
So I just got stuck on that boss battle before I started this, and yeah, the boss battles are really cool. Throw your hat. It actually knocks off the enemy's hat, which is kind of like I love that everyone has a hat.
Hmm.
There's
Hmm.
even early level like the desert level. If you go into the shop, there's a dog that has that's wearing like a little tiny cowboy hat, and
Hmm.
it's really cute and it's super cool. And once you free up that area with the boss, like the ice boss in that level, it starts becoming like a hot desert again instead of a cold desert.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the dog is outside. So like you chase the dog, you find a moon, and then he starts joining you and he starts like hanging out and just follows you around, which is really cute. I put a video
That's
up on Twitter, and you can throw your hat out and let it stay in one place, and the dog will run up and catch it and then like bring it back to you. It's
Oh, I
so
love it.
cute. I love it. There's like small little things in this game that I just really enjoy. Like this is something really charming to that.
Hmm.
I think we talked about games before in the past where like there's small little actions that like
Yeah.
makes a game have a lot more personality to it.
Right. Right. It's like, oh, they thought of that. I didn't think that they would think of that. That's cool though. So have you done like much running around in like the city sections and stuff? Because I remember seeing those parts and those look pretty fun.
I haven't gotten to New Donk City yet. No. I
Okay.
guess that might be a bit later in the game.
Oh, okay.
I've essentially just
Gotcha.
gotten to there's a Cap world where everything's like a ghost hat.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen him before, Cappy, like in his true form. And then
Yeah.
there's the desert level, and there's also the prehistoric level before that where you become the giant dinosaur, the T-Rex.
Nice.
And there's like chain chomps everywhere that you can just smash, like just run them over.
Nice.
Controlling the chain chomps is pretty cool. Like you just possess it, and then you basically pull back, and it'll launch in one direction, knocking out some blocks, which is cool. Not everything is possessable. Like there's only certain things and certain like not all Goombas are possessable. You'll like there's
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a little bit smaller, but those ones you knock away, and the little bit bigger ones you can possess. The bullet bills. I've done the 2D levels. There's a few in there I've already done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like it just lends to exploration so well, and there's like tons of things to do. Like I think there's like 1,000 moons that you can collect.
Oh wow.
And the fact that this is a portable game on the Switch,
that's
the portable
nuts.
system, I think I might. I do this every time in every single video game where there's collectibles or there's quests. I'm like, I'm going to do everything. And then I end up not doing all of it. I just do some of it. But for this one, I think I might do it because it's just a portable system that you can take anywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah, those are the things I've been playing. Anything else from Mario? I'm trying to think.
Does it run pretty well in handheld mode?
I haven't really tested too much on handheld mode. I've been using mostly the docked mode.
Oh, gotcha.
TV mode, because
Okay.
I want the full experience. But
Right, that makes sense.
when I'm doing like stuff like I'm just watching videos or something, I'll bring it up to my room and I'll start playing it that way.
Nice.
There's all the different things that you can do in the previous Mario games, like the side flips, the wall jumps. I've always been
sweet.
super bad at those. Like I'm not a great Mario player, but I enjoy the games because of the charm and because of the controls are like actually incredibly friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do the backflips. There's like a new ability I think in this game that you can do a butt stomp and then jump up higher from that. So it's a higher jump that you can do, which is really cool. I like the ability that you can throw at your hat and just run into it. You don't have to jump onto it to do the hat jump.
Oh, okay.
So like there might be like a gap between me, like between the platforms I have to go to, but it's not like a super big gap. So I'll just throw my hat in there and then just keep running.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
One thing I like about Mario games is all the moves they give you.
Yeah.
Especially from like 64 and on. It's like, oh, you can backflip. Oh, you can do like a long jump. Oh, you can do all these different like jumps and stuff. It's really cool. I like all the acrobatic stuff you can do in the Mario games.
Yeah, like it took me forever. I still mess up on the long jump, like the crouch jump.
Yeah.
But like I've gotten a lot better at that now. Another cool thing is that if you throw your you throw your hat at a piranha plant, the piranha plant will eat your hat. So you just go up and then like it'll start choking on the hat. So you just go up and kick it and get your hat back. Like the animation, like I talked about last week about Cuphead and saying all like the animation is like super cute and like there's so much nuance to it and so many things about it. Like that's what the Mario games have to offer as well.
Nice.
They've always had those kind of like unique, fun animations as well. Yeah, I've got a lot more to say about Mario than Destiny just because I've been playing it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it for those two. I don't think I've played anything else. I'm still doing Cuphead at night because I'm an idiot. It seems to be getting better. Like it seems like I'm getting a lot better at the game, so it might stay in my nighttime play. I got into the part in SteamWorld Dig 2 where it has the jetpack now, so that's pretty cool. Any game that has a jetpack is automatically gets an extra point. But no, it's instead of just simple digging down, like it's getting a little bit more difficult. Like Justin was talking about that maybe a week or two ago. But yeah, it's getting a lot more challenging, which is good because it breaks up that it gives you a little bit more gameplay variety in there.
Yeah. Excellent.
Just trying to think of anything else. I don't think I've played anything else. All right. Let's move on into the news. Oh wait, I need
insert
to
newsy news tune here.
Hang on. I've got an audio clip, but I need to find it. Just
stand by.
Yep, keep standing by.
While Thomas is pulling up the audio clip, just wanna say that I love you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And yeah, this is really cool. I like this. I have water.
Newsy news tune. A newsy news tune.
Stay hydrated, especially if you live in the desert.
Here we go. Inserting news clip. You probably won't hear it low, but the people will.
Newsy news tune. A newsy news tune.
There we go.
Yay!
Yeah. Keeping up with the Microsoft theme of Cuphead and news from Microsoft. Microsoft has included the original Xbox games backwards compatibility. You can't hear it, but Lo is clapping very vigorously.
I'm losing my mind over here.
So does this take you back? Let me just list off the names of these games, and you let me know which ones you've played.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got Blood Rain 2.
Never played that one.
Okay, Crimson Skies.
I played a very little bit of that one.
I think that was like the game I got with my console when I first bought it was Crimson Skies, and I really enjoyed the dogfighting mechanics of it.
I remember at E3 when they announced it, everyone lost their minds. They were like, "Oh, Crimson Skies! Whoa, my God, Crimson Sky! Yeah!" So, I've always heard it was a good game.
Personally, for me, that's probably the more exciting game off this list for like me. The only other thing that would like make it a little bit better is if Mech Assault 2 was on here.
Yes,
because that was my favorite. Mech Assault 2 was my favorite one on the Xbox.
Good game, good game.
Dead to Rights.
Dead to Rights. Oh, I remember that game. No, I never played it.
Yeah, I saw the TV commercials about it and like the reviews about it, where you're like this cop who's got a partner as a canine unit. He was a canine unit.
Yeah.
So you had a dog that could help you out in fights. Like that always looked really cool to me. But I never got around to playing it. Fusion Frenzy.
Oh, who hasn't played Fusion Frenzy?
You know, before I got an Xbox, I went over to my friend's place, and he had two games. He had Halo and Fusion Frenzy. And guess which one he made me play first? Fusion
Halo?
Frenzy.
Oh man.
I'm not big on party games personally.
Me neither.
But I don't know. Like the history behind Fusion Frenzy, like it being like Bill Gates' favorite game, blah 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 blah. Like that had to be one of the ones they would have to get on here.
Right.
We also got Grabbed by the Ghoulies. You ever play that one?
No, I never played that one. I always heard like really like mixed reviews. It was either I heard people say this game's awesome or like this game's garbage. Like it was never anything in between.
Yeah, I really wanted to play that game because I was like 13. And I thought it looked really cool. It's like, oh, look at all this horror element stuff. Like this dude's in this house being scared by people, and I was like, oh, this looks so cool. And like, however many years later, when I played it, when I got it in the actually, you know what? I actually like bought this game on like eBay or something to actually play it like years later, and it did not live up to the hype that the 13-year-old me like had built up. Because like, I don't know, it was. The controls were really weird. I think it was like inverted controls, and there's like first person
weird
spots in the game that just didn't really work out. It was, I don't know. I'd have to go back and play it to like really think about it, but it doesn't really stand out in my mind as being like absolutely dog shit or incredible. It just exists.
It's just there.
Yeah. King of Fighters Neo Wave.
I played a lot of King of Fighters, but I haven't played that particular one.
Yeah, I haven't either, so I don't have really too much to say.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden Black.
Oh gosh, this is probably my first ever rage title. Was Ninja Gaiden Black. I played the original one too. They're like, "Oh, cool, I'm a ninja." And then, like I got to the second level, and then I just started getting just curb stomped into the ground at every turn. And then they released the black version, which is even more difficult. And I'm like, why do I do this to myself? I don't know. I like ninjas. Oh man, cool game. Really difficult though.
Yeah, I never got into the Ninja Gaiden like craze. I had a friend who's super into Ninja Gaiden at the time, and I don't know, like I wasn't playing a lot of character like action games or action adventure games at the time. The closest thing I've ever played was Devil May Cry. And even then, like Devil May Cry 2 and 3 just didn't get me the way the first one did.
Right.
I know a lot of people love 3 and think it's like one of the best character action games. but like I don't know, it just the first one did a lot for me than the rest of the series did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Oh, there's a game I played a ton of.
Yeah.
Played a lot of this game. Really cool game. I mean, like when I first like, well, now that I feel like this is more of a common thing now, but the whole like, oh, you screwed up, reverse time, that kind of thing. Like, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like, I've never seen this before. Now, like, you see it kind of like more often and stuff like that, especially when it involves like time control or whatever. But still, really awesome game. I liked all the puzzle platforming type of stuff, and the combat wasn't bad either.
Yeah, it's some of these titles like really weird me out being on console, because I remember playing Prince of Persia: Sands of Time on PC. So I'm like, oh, that's weird that they have a console version of this.
Yeah.
Like you said about the time control, like lots of games have that now. Like the one that speaks out to me the most is probably Forza, which is like a really good, like a really smart implementation of the rewind feature.
It is.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best games that came out that year in its year. Psychonauts.
You know, I never played that, but I did get a copy of it. I won it in a giveaway or something on PC, but I've never actually freaking played it. I heard it's a phenomenal game, though.
Yeah, same here. I probably own maybe 4 or 5 copies of Psychonauts just because they're always in the Humble bundles.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've played maybe an hour or 2 of it, and I just haven't bothered to check it out. Yeah. We also got Red Faction 2.
Played a little bit of Red Faction 2. I thought it was really cool with all the destruction and all that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, I can blow a hole in the floor. Cool.
Yeah. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
I played some of that, but then I kind of quit because it just got hard. And then there was like, I was in like this weird spot in that game to where like I couldn't like level up anymore, but I wasn't strong enough to beat anybody in the area that I was in. So I'm like, screw this. I'm going to go play something else.
Yeah, that was the game that I played at a kiosk in Zellers. Shout out to Zellers. Rest in peace, Zellers. It's kind of like what Target became when Zellers went away. Up here in Canada, good old Canada. So yeah, that was the game that I played at a kiosk to get me interested in the Xbox, and then I ended up getting the PC version of that game.
Nice.
Instead. It was absolutely amazing. It was so different at the time. I was a kid that grew up on Baldur's Gate.
Oh,
So
nice.
like I continued that lineage into Knights of the Old Republic, and it was like one of the best role playing games out there.
It's a BioWare, right?
Yep, BioWare. This is the series they did before they did Mass Effect.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which
yeah.
they kind of like shows they want to do their own space thing instead of just Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's out there as well. There's a couple of more that's not listed on this site. There's also Black. You ever play Black?
Oh, I played the crap out of that game. Man, I used to freaking love that game. Actually, the first time I played it was on PS2, I think. And then I got it later on Xbox. I'm like, yeah, it's still awesome. So that's cool. It was one of those games I was like thinking would get a sequel because like it just seemed like a really like solid shooter, but it never did. It was weird.
Mm-hmm. I remember the ads for this game. It made me want to get the game, but I never did.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about like you would hear the word gun porn associated with this. It's like look at all the crevices you can get in there, and when he cocks it, you can hear the springs and the metal clanging together, and see all the bullets fly out when you shoot it. I'm like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. I'm 13 years old and I love violence.
Yeah, I'm sure it hasn't aged well. Like, well, who knows? It might have.
I saw a little bit of it, and it looks like it's fairly decent still. It's more akin to GoldenEye than anything else, because there isn't really like an aim down sight. This is shooters before like shooters learned how to be competent on consoles.
Yeah.
It was getting there, but it was in that in between phase.
Yeah, I remember this game being really linear too,
Yeah.
which wasn't a bad thing necessarily because it was like more story driven and stuff. So I don't know. Still a cool game.
There's also Sid Meier's Pirates. You ever played that one?
I never played that one. That was
No.
one of those games where like I always heard amazing things about it, but I just never played it.
Yeah, I played this game a crap ton on the PSP.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that was probably the best way to play this game because it was one of those
Oh.
games where like there's no real ending to it. Like you have to find the person who like avenged your family, but you could always like keep building up your pirate empire.
Hmm.
Like you would get different shit. Like it's pirates. People know what pirates is. That was like a
Yeah.
Genesis game like that they redid for the newer systems at the time.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, it was so much fun on the PSP because you just take that wherever the hell you want.
Nice.
All right, so there we go. That's our little trip down memory lane. Hope you enjoyed it.
I did.
All right. I don't know if I'll go back and play any of these.
Yeah.
I think there might be like $10 on the Xbox. So if you're interested in going back down memory lane, that's an option. It's cool that the
Nice.
Xbox is like encompassing all of their systems into one.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Just a little bit more news for Xbox. Xbox Game Pass, which is the thing that I've bought and barely used, is getting more games to it.
Oh, cool.
So what they're going to be including next month in November. Actually, I guess that's like when this comes up to the public. That'll be now. The Game Pass is going to include Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, which that might be pretty cool to just jump back in and play it a little
Yeah.
bit. Even though I own it on PC, I could just screw around laying on my bed. Resident Evil HD, which is a really decent remake of first Resident Evil. Halo Wars Definitive Edition, Oddworld New and Tasty, World of Van Helsing Death Trap, and Sky Force Anniversary, and Mega Man 9, which is a
Oh.
weird one to just throw in there.
That is a weird one.
Instead of, like the collection. Well, I guess that's a little bit too recent, but still, that's
Yeah.
a weird one. All right. What else do we got here? Da-da-da-da. Yeah, I don't have the news list, guys, so I'm just going off the the web pages I've got.
We're doing this off the cuff, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's switch over to some Nintendo news. We got the new update, which people didn't know at the time when we read the first bits of updates about the 4.0. The Switch is going to support the GameCube controller. By connecting the GameCube controller via the Wii U adapter, which they came out with that for Smash on the Wii U.
Aha.
Players can now plug in their GameCube controllers. Me and Lo were talking a little bit about this before, and we're just like, yeah, big deal. It's a GameCube controller.
I feel like it's a big deal for a certain segment of people, but then for like the rest of us, it's like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, like, I hardly use controllers anymore for any of my games. Even like I probably have like 4 different controllers I could use for like a lot of but I just don't use them anymore. So I don't know. And probably for like a lot of people who are like, I don't even know, like who would be excited about this even? Because
I think people
Smash-
that are like super into Smash.
Yeah.
I know Justin was talking about like, oh, they brought back the GameCube controller. This confirms, or he doesn't say it confirms, but like this hints at Smash for the Switch.
a new Smash for the Switch.
And I just thought,
or
it's the same Smash, like Smash Deluxe Edition, like they did with the Mario.
oh, okay. Yeah,
But I personally think that's like, they're probably already working on Smash for the Switch because that's one of they've been going through the greatest hits of the Wii U
Right.
for the Switch already.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's the GameCube controller is not a great controller. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm sorry.
Like I remember when it first came out, it was like I was really excited about it because compared to the other controllers at the time, I was like, "Oh, this is neat. It's different. Look, the C stick. You can do like little quick smash attacks with the C stick." And then I broke the C stick because I just that's all I used it for. I'm like, "Oh, crap." I will say this though, the wireless GameCube controller, the Wavebird,
the Wavebird.
love that thing.
That was the
I love that
future
thing.
before we had like wireless controllers for everything.
Mhm.
So yeah,
I love that thing.
I'll give proper props to the Wavebird. But I just mean like the C stick itself is like it just felt like a toy. Like the A and B buttons were like they look like giant pieces of candy you could eat. The sticks weren't like real analog sticks. They kind of had this weird like hexagonal pattern to it.
The weird hex gate thing. Yeah.
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 1, 2, 3. I'm actually gonna count the points. 1, 2,
Or is
3,
it a-
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, sure. Hexagon. Yeah, it looks like it works.
Is that a hexagon or is that an octagon? I think
No, that's an
octagon
octagon.
is-
Sorry, hexagon is 6.
Yeah.
But still,
I'm
my
assuming
point
that's for,
remains.
like, fighting games. I don't know.
What was that?
I was just saying the octagonal gate thing. Usually you see stuff like that for joysticks for fighting games and stuff. Like 'cause you
Yeah,
can
that's
control the
probably why
different
like
inputs
it's
and
such
whatnot.
a favorite controller amongst like Smash and other fighting game enthusiasts. But
Yeah.
I'm not a fighting game enthusiast, so
Yeah, me neither. I just dabble.
yeah. So yeah, get excited for that, I guess, if you're interested.
Woo.
Keeping on the Nintendo news, Animal Crossing is coming to phones, y'all. They said it was coming.
Ooh.
Now it's here. Animal Crossing is going to be coming as a camping game. I think the API is already out in Australia, and so you could download that and start playing it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not interested in Animal Crossing for my phone.
Man, I do not remember the last time I played that game, but actually, no, I do remember. The last time I played that game, it had been 6 months from the last time I'd played that game. And then this was like the original one for GameCube. So then I went in and everyone's like, "Where have you been? Oh my God, you abandoned us." And I'm like, "Oh, I feel bad now. I'm just going to leave. I'll never play this again." This is cool. It's kind of a cool premise though, like the camping premise, like especially for like a mobile type of platform. It's pretty neat. I probably won't play it, to be honest with you.
It
But
says here, Pocket Camp puts you in a campground where you run around doing chores for animals so you can build furniture and improve your stuff. And now you live in a camper van.
nice. Have the best camper in the campgrounds.
I remember when the first game came out, I was super excited for it, but I never played it because I never had a GameCube. But the last one I played, I think New Leaf, that was really fun. There was so much stuff to do. There's like it's basically like a chores game. It's kind of like a tapper game or a farming type game where you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, just building out your collection. And that's fun when like you're trapped at your ex-girlfriend's house and she's forcing you to watch The Bachelor. And this is where I spend most of my time playing New Leaf, was like either on the bus or I was trapped at my ex-girlfriend's. She wants to watch The Bachelor and curl up.
Oh, boy.
I'll play New Leaf while curling up. Yeah. So now that I don't have any of that stuff, I'm totally not interested.
Yeah.
I'm sure Justin will be super excited about this and
Oh yeah.
real
Oh
happy
yeah.
about it. Yeah. I got Mario Odyssey to keep me company. I don't need this.
There you go. Who wants to go camping when you can possess things?
Exactly. Speaking of going camping, no, that doesn't work at all. Okay, so there was a lot of stuff that went down over the weekend involving NeoGAF.
Yeah.
And we talked about sexual harassment stuff last week, I believe, with Naughty Dog. And we had like a really intense week last week, and it was good. We got to like talk about like some serious issues that are happening in the industry. But then after we did that show, it was like literally the day after we did that show. There was a whole thing that broke out on NeoGAF where it's saying the creator of it ended up getting. Sorry, this is what happens when I don't write down my notes. I think
there was a link in that in the article that we had, but it looks like it's a 404 now. It's not going anywhere anymore.
That's weird. Oh, maybe they took down the thread.
Yeah, it's very possible. That's probably exactly what happened, actually.
But essentially, the creator of NeoGAF was getting accused of sexual harassment. Like, his name is described as people. Says she took with NeoGAF owner. So the NeoGAF owner is Tyler Evil Lore, Malka. I guess Evil Lore was like his name on the site. 2 years ago, she was taking part in the hashtag #MeToo, speaking out against sexual harassment. I'm gonna edit this in post, but the video is probably gonna be just me trying to figure out what to say about this because I didn't write down. Basically, she said, I guess they're at a party. She became very sick, and Malka came up behind her while she was throwing up in like a tub or in a shower, and he came up behind her and started like touching her without her consent. And then essentially what happened after that was he took NeoGAF down for like the weekend. And when it came back up, there was tons of people just saying, you know, like, fuck NeoGAF, just permaban me. There was like tons of posts happening where people were just wanting to get banned and like leave the site. I'm sorry, I should have done my homework on this one because this one was like really serious. Lo, do you have anything to say while I quickly read this?
I do. Actually, I did watch a video. One of the channels I watch is Review Tech USA. I remember Rich, he did a little bit of commentary on this, but yeah, it was pretty much what you were saying. There was a party, she got sick, and I think she went into the restroom, got into the shower, and then he got into the shower with her, allegedly. And yeah, it's a whole big old mess. But I mean, this is freaking crazy. This whole like Me Too thing, like it's just I don't know, like it's kind of like I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, just because it's like just all these not like a ton of people. Maybe I don't really have a frame of reference, but it just, you know, there's this thing happens, and then you have these people just coming out and just like saying all this stuff that's like this crazy things that like happen, and then it's like, oh, totally wouldn't have like expected something like that. But then I don't know, it's weird because it's also the internet, and then, you know, like one piece of information it'll start like as one thing, and then it'll end up as something like completely different later on. But I'm curious as to like what actually transpired, because like, and then this just kind of gets into the whole thing of man, it's just like all this sexual harassment stuff. It's serious freaking business, and it just goes to show you that you just, as somebody, especially if you're on the internet, if you're like a high profile type of individual on the internet, you really need to be careful with what you do, like what you say to people in like DMs and whatnot. Because I've seen like, you know, scandals and stuff with like YouTubers like exchanging like greasy DMs with like, you know, fans and subscribers and stuff like that. So it's just, man, it just goes to show you that, first of all, like this kind of stuff, like, you know, sexual assault, sexual harassment, like it's getting more and more difficult to get away with this kind of stuff. So just, first of all, don't do it.
Yeah, really.
And second of all, like if there's like any, like, especially if it's in the workplace, Like if there's any sort of like weirdness or anything that sends up a red flag, even if it's like a yellow or an orange flag in your head, like you need to like take the proper steps, not only to, protect yourself, but also like make sure that people know about this stuff like in a timely manner, because like if you wait so many years before coming out and like saying stuff like this, like it gets harder and harder. The longer you wait, the harder it is to like prove this kind of stuff. Me and Tanya, my fiance, we watch a ton of Law and Order, so like all this kind of stuff is just like, it's always interesting to like just like hear these stories, because it makes me curious as to like what is actually going on like behind the scenes and stuff like that. So and just the fact that he took down NeoGAF, it's kind of like a weird, that's one of those like weird like flag things for me. It's like, why did he take it down? Like, is it just like, I don't know, like it's just like a weird like PR move? Like, what were his thoughts behind that? But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know too much about the goings on of this, but just as kind of like a general note, just with all the Me Too stuff like that, like it's a good thing, because it gives people a platform to come out and talk about things that they otherwise would have been, embarrassed or even afraid to talk about before. So, and then at the same time, it's kind of like that double-edged sword thing, to where it's also the internet, and it's very highly possible that there's people out there just doing this kind of thing just for publicity, or just to drag somebody's name through the mud. So it's just like, I don't know, like the internet is a crazy freaking place, dude. It really is.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was, it came down for several days, came back up. Tons of people were saying, permaban me and everything like that. People just started opening up conversations about it, trying to like, talk about what happened. And the moderators basically, like, they were told to just eliminate all the sexual harassment threads, like just take them all down.
Just remove them.
Yeah, just remove them. And I think they updated their terms of service, or they updated something in their forum rules where they can't talk about sexual harassment or anything like that.
Oh, that I didn't know.
So yeah, like that's kind of fucked up that they wouldn't allow people to talk about what happened. And so people have
That's like
left.
censorship.
Yeah, it is. And so what they did is some of the people there left and have gone and made their own site called Rest Era or Reset Era.
Interesting.
So that's going to be the new home for people who aren't dirtbags. Hopefully, anyways.
I always heard NeoGAF was kind of like a spot for like journalists and stuff to go and like get information and like network and stuff. Is there any truth to that? Or
yeah, there was tons of people, like people who would who were like actually in the news industry for video games, and also developers would like, this was like the most popular forum site for video games.
Yeah.
So it was a really huge community. I was never really part of it. I made an account, but like I never really participated too much. I remember when I first tried to get an account there, they said, sorry, you can't come. You need to be part of the industry. I'm like, okay, well.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so it was like really exclusive for a bit, and then it just opened up after a while.
Huh.
Yeah. So.
Very interesting.
I don't know. Maybe I'll check out Reset Era. Maybe see what's going on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be a dirtbag.
Please don't. And just don't. Just don't do it.
Yeah. Sorry, my throat is all friggin' scratchy. That's why I got the water. The coffee's a nice drink, and then the water's a palate cleanser.
There you go.
Speaking of palate cleansers, we've got Wolfenstein 2 does not have multiplayer because it would dilute the story mode. So yeah, it's been Wolfenstein 2 is coming without a story or without a multiplayer mode. According to an interview with gamesindustry.biz, Machine Games Tommy Tordson, Bjork That's his last name, Bjork. Talked
Nice.
about the team's single player focus and developing the sequel. So this is kind of cool because like we've talked about single player games in the past. There was lots of discussion about having a multiplayer. Does that dilute the single player experience? And I guess according to Machine Games, that does, which is good because I don't think I would play the multiplayer mode of a Wolfenstein game. I didn't play the multiplayer mode of the Doom game. That was all single player, and like that's what made that game.
Right.
So essentially, like even the Wolfenstein of the first one, I think it's New Order. I don't even remember if there was a multiplayer mode for that game.
I don't think there was. Actually.
I think you're seeing this trend a lot more. Like, there's not a lot of multiplayer games and single player games. Like, there might be multiplayer aspects. Like, Nier is a single player game, but it has like parts in it where you'll find dead bodies of other people, and you can like take their loot or like revive them and have them help you, which I think lends to a better gameplay experience than rather just having like Nier multiplayer, because
Right.
that community might die out in like a year or less, and there's really not much there to play if there's no one there.
That's actually a really good point, because multiplayer at some point is going to like taper off, and unless it's like one of those instances where it's just one of those games that people will just always be playing, like I don't know, Counter-Strike or something like that. But yeah, I mean, with a single player game, it's always there. It's something you can always come to and return to it. And especially if it's a good single player, it will keep you coming back with that replay value. So I don't know. I think it's a good thing that they're choosing to focus on single player, because I love a good single player game. Like especially, I don't really mind if a game is like more linear, if it means like having a better narrative and being able to tell a story, which is exactly what Wolfenstein is. So yeah, I think this is a good thing. And I don't know, to be honest with you, I feel like multiplayer and like PvP, I feel like that's kind of more of a thing that's more popular in like free-to-play games now lately, just because it's just usually it's pretty easy to like throw it. I mean, look at freaking Fortnite. They threw together a PvP mode in like seemingly overnight, and they had no intention of doing so before, really. And they're like, "Oh, hey, PUBG, we'll do this, cool." So
yeah, that's all I've got to really say about that. Yeah, like people are crying about single player games going away, but I don't think that's the case. Like, there's tons of single player games that are being made and people have interest in. Like, some of the best games this year are single player games, like Mario Odyssey, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Nier Automata, Persona 5. Like, those are 4 games right there that are all single player, and they're phenomenal games. They're like the best games this year. So
Yep.
Speaking of single player and multiplayer things, Grand Theft Auto 5 is not getting any single player DLC.
I'm not that surprised.
Neither am I.
That's all I have to say about that. It's like, okay, I didn't think so.
Honestly, I haven't even read this article, and I could tell you just straight up I could tell you exactly what the response is, and it's that we like single player games, but guess what? Rockstar Online or Grand Theft Auto Online has been doing tremendous for us. It's been killing it lately, and so we focused on that instead.
I mean, there's also Red Dead Redemption 2. There's that coming as well.
Yeah. Like, I assume there's going to be a Red Dead Redemption Online, and they'll probably focus on that like a shit ton.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I haven't played through the story mode in GTA 5, but does it need DLC? Does it need an expansion? Really?
I mean, personally, no, because I play games and then move on. Like, I don't like, I'm not playing GTA 5 after 4 years of it being out.
It's been out for a while too. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah. And those other like DLCs, they were fine, they were okay, but they weren't spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you. Did you like? I didn't really play Ballad of Gay Tony all that much, but I played Lost and Damned, and that was all right.
Yeah, I never played any of that GTA. I always just played like the base game because I never really even played like the story mode. To be honest with you, I just ran around. It's like, let's see how long I can piss off the cops before I die.
That's how my cousins used to play. Like when I first like experienced the PlayStation 2, my cousins had Grand Theft Auto 3, and that's all they did was just run around, blow shit up. And I was like trying to do story modes, and
Such a good game.
I'm just a different type of player.
Yeah.
I go around do the story stuff. I like how the image they use in their header though is just Michael's kid flipping off his sister. Like, it's pretty great. It's
That
like,
was
you
a
can
nice
just throw, you
touch.
can just throw like Rockstar logo on his face, and then, like just like the fans whatever on her face.
Nice little subliminal right there.
Yeah, make that a meme. All right. Speaking of pissing off your fans, Destiny 2. It's just way too easy.
About that.
So yeah, Destiny 2 came out on PC earlier this week on Tuesday. Yay! Plays well, runs fine. But it turns out that the first day, I think they said over 400 people got banned. And they said it was due to like cheating programs that were running in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And people came out and said, no, that's not what was happening. What was happening was that they were getting banned due to chat overlays they had. So this like, there was like a small amount of, I guess, streamers that were getting affected by this, and they had chat overlays on their game. I guess I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been in the chat overlay. System.
I heard it was chat overlays and like Riva Tuner for like
what's that?
Riva Tuner. It basically you can just it's an on-screen display thing. It comes with MSI Afterburner, which is an overclocking utility for graphics cards and stuff. So it gives you like a readout of like all your GPU performance, like CPU and all that kind of stuff. So it like interacts with the game in order to pull this kind of data, like what's being used and whatnot. So a lot of people who are using Riva Tuner and who overclock their GPUs and stuff like that, they're probably benchmarking the game, and like there are reports that people were getting banned for using stuff like that as well. So it seems like any kind of like thing that kind of like overlays something over the game, like it just, I don't know, it's just chalk it up to really aggressive like anti-cheating or something. But
yeah,
I don't know.
That's what they've said about like, since it uses Blizzard's app to launch the game, like Overwatch and like all these other games that Blizzard has, like it has really rigorous anti-cheating protocols.
Right.
Huh. But yeah, like they came out like really cocky about it. Like, yeah, it's just cheaters. Don't worry about it. There's like 4 people that have been like affected, and then like later they came back out and are like, yeah, we decided to like review our ban process and review the people that have been banned. They said that there was a group of players that were banned in error. Now they've been unbanned at this time. Bans were not related to third-party applications listed above, and the ones they listed above was Discord, XSplit, OBS, RTSS, and etc. So who knows what etc. is? They'll continue to review the process we use and ensure fun and fair game. So yeah,
it's kind of like a weird thing to not catch before the game releases. I don't know. Like,
I would rather have them like actually ban people who are ruining it for other people. Because I've seen people who are already like level 20 and like hitting like caps, and it's only been maybe a week since it's been out, maybe less than a week even.
Crazy. That is crazy, man.
I don't understand. Like I tweeted this out. I'm like, well, I don't understand how you do
yeah.
Do you just not have a
we
job?
were talking about that earlier.
Do you not have responsibilities?
Yeah, and it's like, it's funny because like a game will release and everyone's already talking about the end game. Like, what the frick are you talking about? This thing came out a few days ago. What do you mean end game? You should still be in like the beginning of it.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten off Earth yet. Like, what are you doing?
it's weird because it's like
I guess
I
people
almost
take like vacations and play the game for like 20 hours straight. So
yeah,
like,
I've heard cases where people like take time off work when a game releases, which is weird
I wish
to
I could
me,
do that. That would be fun.
right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know though, but
What were you gonna
that's
say
weird.
earlier?
Oh, I was gonna say, just I feel like this is games like this, like the looter shooters, they're kind of like breeding this sort of generation of gamers that just rush through content, and it's nuts. It's one reason why I stopped playing Warframe for a while, just because I would like just jump into a pickup game, and then next thing I know, like everyone's on the other side of the map already. They killed the boss, and I'm like, well, I didn't even figure out what I'm gonna do. What's the mission, guys? Like I don't even. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
I think
It's
it's just the
crazy.
culture that we're in right now is that everyone wants to binge everything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Things 2, like season 2 has come out. I haven't even started to watch it, and I'm sure there's someone that binged it in like a day. And I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
easily.
dude, like give me a week here to like breathe.
There's already spoilers. It's day one.
I bet there's someone who's already finished all of Mario, like
Oh yeah,
who have bought it like today. And
someone probably figured out how to speed run it by now. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I also feel like this kind of puts pressure on the developers to like make more and more content and stuff
yeah,
like
more
this.
end
But
game
then,
stuff.
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
the first Destiny that came out, they said this is a 10-year game, and that was complete. Like that, it didn't work in their favor. And
Right.
they had like a lot of development issues though. I would love to read that documentary to see
Oh
what
boy.
happened there.
Yeah.
But it's come apparent that this isn't like an MMO. This is a game that you play, you put it down, you go do something else for a while, then you come back. It's not an MMO in that case.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
more of a
exactly.
Borderlands, but like less bullshit about like the bazillion guns.
Yeah.
um,
Like there's not really that many guns in the game. Come on.
what I do like about the Destiny 2 when I was playing it earlier is the cutscenes and like the characters. Like they put a
Mhm.
lot more effort into actually telling you a story. And this
Yeah.
one essentially, like, I don't know if the story's been out there for a while now. It was in the beta.
Mhm.
The Fallen, no, I don't even know if it's the Fallen, but like these roaming guys who come from space decide to steal the Traveler, the light,
Mhm.
and they've kidnapped the speaker, the person who talks to the Traveler, the big glowy orb, and like they're torturing him and trying to figure out like the secrets of the light, while you're like trying to like bring yourself back up from nothing and trying to get it back, which is like that's a really cool story to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, the voice acting is really good. There's some names in there that you might recognize.
Peter Dinklage?
I don't think he can.
I hope not.
Man, I was actually googling a name earlier. I think he was probably in the first Destiny. He was the speaker. I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Mhm.
Like a friend of mine was like, I didn't know that name from some. Like I know that voice from somewhere. Like yeah, it's it's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
game. Like it's more akin to Borderlands than it is to like World of Warcraft,
Yeah, I can see that.
where you just hang
Looter
out,
shooter.
you talk while the cutscenes are going, but you also pay attention because some of the story is cool. It looks beautiful.
Yeah. When I played it during the beta, like that was one of the first. I was like, "Holy crap, this game looks freaking beautiful!"
Yeah.
Like, just like out there's just like some of the vistas, like especially just in like that first mission, like there was some certain parts where it's like they like put work into like the scene because you're like overlooking this whole like city and all this stuff and just all this shit going on in the background. It's cool.
Yeah.
Great looking game.
Yeah. There's so many games I need to play. I wish
So
I could
many
just
games.
have that week off and just like play games, but no, it's the busiest time of the year for my work. We can't do that.
Yeah.
All right. That's Destiny 2. Yeah, my friend was super worried about is like I hear Discord is like getting us banned, and I'm like, no, dude, like it's not legit. Like that's not gonna happen. Speaking of something that's not going to happen anymore, Microsoft is stopping the Kinect. They're not making
Shut
the
her
Kinect
down.
anymore.
Shut her down.
Yeah. So I was actually surprised they're still making the Kinect.
Me
honestly.
too. Yeah.
So yeah, Kinect is going away. It was introduced in 2010 for both the 360 and the Xbox One, but developers never caught on. It doesn't say when exactly they're shutting it down.
Mm.
I don't see it, but this is actually like a really cool device. That
It is.
I didn't think like I think the hardware was kind of a little bit limiting to what you could do with it. The best thing that came out of it was the dancing games from Harmonix. Like Dance Central was amazing. I love that game. Me and my family would play it all the time. I remember like there were stories about people using the Kinect for like surgeries and like crazy
what?
other kind of like crazy like bio stuff. Like it would use like heat sensors and all the different sensors that were in it.
That is nuts.
And
Yeah,
so,
because
like,
the tech is really impressive with the Kinect.
and people would like mod it so that it works with computers, and they would use like different computing. I can't remember all the things they used with it, but it was like really fascinating. You can check them out. But it was a really
That's
interesting
pretty cool.
device. I wish it caught on a little bit more. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever really use it. I know a lot of people use it just for the voice stuff. There was like I can't tell you any of the Xbox One games that used the Kinect at all. Trying to think. I wanted to play that Gunstar one where you play as the marionette. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
It's kind of like a play. I played it a little bit. It was really fun, but I never finished it.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it.
It's called Gun something.
Yeah. That game looked really awesome though. I remember that one being a big deal, and then actually honestly that's probably it.
Yeah,
Like-
there's not a whole lot. Like I just googled Kinect games. There was Kinect Sports, Kinect Adventures, Kinect Sports Rivals, Kinect Star Wars, Kinectimals, which was really funny. Remember the E3 where they had that girl who yelled out Skittles and the little like tiger thing came and ran up to the screen and licked it?
Yeah, that's right.
pretty good.
Yeah.
There's so many things about this thing that could have been cool.
It almost seemed like almost like a motion capture device in a way, because you know the way it like translates the movements and stuff, and I don't know, like there's just a lot of cool things it could have done, but it just didn't catch on for some reason.
Yeah, there was a lot of really crappy shovelware games and just
Yeah.
like I said, all those sports games that they were just trying to imitate the Wii, but like at that time that craze was dead.
Right.
Like apparently Rise of Nightmares was terrible. Like for every Dance Central, and I can't remember what the hell that other game is. There was like a ton of other like really crappy games that just didn't use the technology properly.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Steel Battalion game that was really bad.
Oh yeah, Steel Battalion. I remember that one.
Remember, like it had that giant ass controller. Well, then it just became like that. You are the controller.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well,
I'm trying to find that game that I was talking about earlier.
Microsoft is going in a very interesting direction. Just kind of with the whole unifying of the platforms. You know, they're stopping the Kinect. I don't know. It's.
I want Microsoft to succeed because better, like more competition creates better out of the two. Like
Right. It just seems. I don't know. It almost kind of seems like they're getting ready.
Doing the right
something.
like manager level stuff. Like they're getting like all of the games are going to like they're getting the backwards compatibility stuff right. They're having a better console, but there's nothing there to really support you in actually getting one. Because there's not a lot of like new games that come out just for it, and that's kind of the thing that Sony has. Like Sony already has this massive lead; they don't really have to give a shit about anything right now. Like they got the games coming, they run fine there. Like if you want a console, you don't want a gaming PC, you want something to hook up to your TV, get a PlayStation because that's like everything runs there. And there's also more exclusives. There's like the Uncharted games. There's There's Nier,
Yeah.
Persona. Like you get all the Japanese stuff if you're interested in that. But Microsoft really doesn't have anything really that enticing other than raw power. But if you're going to do that, you're going to get a gaming PC anyways.
Exactly.
I
And
don't
you
know.
know, it's like you were saying, one of the few selling points for a console is those exclusives. And I mean, the only time I ever hear Xbox and exclusive in the same sentence is if when someone's getting canceled. So it's like, what the hell's going on? And then at the same time, you know, they have like basically whatever works on Xbox One will work on PC now. So they're again that unification. It's just like they're kind of like almost devaluing the console by not having anything exclusive to it. Like there's like other than like you said, the computing power of it, like what else does it have really? Other than there's the backwards compatibility, but I mean, people are looking for what's new and what's like the next like iteration of it. So I
Like
don't know.
they also require like Mixer or not Mixer but Beam, and then like they had Mixer so you could stream directly to there. And I
Right,
use
right.
that when I'm streaming from bed. Like the Xbox One has not become like a primary console for me. It's become like let's just screw around something on the big TV while
Yeah.
I'm falling asleep. My PlayStation 4 is next to my gaming computer because that's the two main things I use. Plus, I have my Switch, which is portable, and I can just bring it up here and play whatever the hell I want while I'm watching something.
There you go. Yeah.
So, yeah,
It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's almost like Microsoft, they had the intention of like just selling the Xbox One X. Just, it's like, oh, look, we have the biggest numbers. It's like, okay, but what can you do with those numbers? Like,
I feel
cool.
like they had a lot of things on their plate, but they just didn't like come through. Like I'm sure Crackdown, they wanted that to be this year, but it just
Right.
didn't happen. And I'm sure there's a lot of things that are just like a lot of. We don't hear a lot of these stories of like troubled
true.
game development and trouble like. I've heard that it's easy to develop on the Xbox One X, but I'm not sure. I'm not a developer. I've been reading a lot more about not game development, but game development stories.
Oh, like dev diaries and stuff.
Like I've been like I read Masters of Doom recently, and that like kind of opened my eyes a little bit. Like, you know what, developing games is freaking hard, and
Yeah.
like if you're making a game with someone and then you just end up hating that person, but you're stuck in this cycle of trying to make something. It's yeah. So I don't know. I want them to do better. By the way, the game I was thinking of was the Gunstringer. That was pretty cool.
There you go. That's what it is. Gunstring. I knew it had strings in there somewhere. I was like,
Yeah.
how though? How do they do that?
Yeah, so that was cool. I actually played Star Wars Connect. My dad got me that for Christmas one day.
Was that any good?
Not really, but it's entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I
kind of
mean?
like gimmicky Star Wars kind of.
It's a fun
Yeah.
game to play like and just screw around with on the holidays because like you know like everyone's around. So you play the really bad dancing game or the really bad like I'm a Jedi game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great, but yeah. All right, enough about the Microsoft. Let's move on into another PC platform, Valve. So yeah, Valve says here that Steam users can now send gift cards digitally. So that's pretty cool. Like if you
Yeah.
don't know, like I talked about this with Justin. We're like, man, like end of the month really sucks for buying video games because you know you've already spent all your money on like groceries and and rent and stuff and like bills. Like you don't have any money left at the end of the year. Well, you can at least now give people gift cards digitally for gifts because I think that's what.
I'm broke.
Because like I said to him, like at the end of the month, you probably, like I said, especially Christmas. Like Christmas, you're giving gifts to other people. So if you don't want to buy someone a specific gift, you can just give them the cash, and then they'll buy a gift for themselves.
This is a really cool thing though, because like I'm used to like gifting people games on Steam, like specific games, but it's like a whole nother thing to be like, here you go, Sonny, Jim, don't spend it all in one place.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. So that's pretty rad.
Here's $20. Go crazy. Buy $3 $5 games.
Or $21 games that are probably trash.
Yeah, I'm sure Valve has a bunch of those as well.
Yeah.
All right, so that's cool. I guess this is our last news story for today. Is that Injustice 2 is also coming to PC,
Yay.
and there's an open beta announced. I think the open beta is for starting October 25th, and no details on how long it'll go. It's
Nice.
going to be coming out on. I think it's coming out this year on the PC. I don't see anything. Do you see anything? I'm just gonna load up Valve and see if they have a release date here. No, they don't have anything. All right. Well, I don't see a release date.
I guess I want to get some testing out of the way first or something. This is cool though. Looks like they announced the Atom.
Oh,
the Atom.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about comic book stuff.
The only reason I know who the Atom is because I've just been I finally got caught up on the Arrow, and he was in quite a few episodes of that. I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. It's kind of like Ant-Man sort of, but like not, but he is, but he's not. But
I listen to Charged Up, and every time they talk about comic books and stuff, I'm just like, okay, I don't know who any of these people are, but I enjoy listening to you guys. So
when I listen to Charged Up, I have to have another tab open with Wikipedia. I'm like, okay, now I got to Wikipedia this person real quick, read their backstory. Oh, okay, cool, neat.
Yeah,
there's a lot of really cool like nuances and like character development stuff in like these comics, and just a lot of like these characters have been through stuff and like had these like crazy experiences. I'm like, oh, I never would have thought that, because like before I watched Arrow, I like knew nothing about Green Arrow. Now it's like, oh, cool. Green Arrow is probably like one of like he's up there now. He's like on my list of like heroes I like.
Yeah. Same here. Like I listen to my friend who's super into comic books, and he tells me all these stories. I'm like, oh man, this sounds awesome. But when I try to read comic books, it's always like you finish off like 5 issues, and then it's like, now go read this other comic book that has nothing to do with this series. I'm like, well, that's great. Like, I don't care.
That's why I always watched the cartoons as a kid. Even now to this day, some of like the DC animated stuff it's actually pretty good. Some of them are pretty good. I just wish there was more of it. Like adapt the comics into like an animation type of thing. I'd like to see more of that.
Like I read I think Darkest Night, and that was like a really cool arc. That was one of the like, if I suggest a comic book arc to somebody, that's one I'll suggest.
Nice.
But I've had a friend who's like, yeah, read Robin. Robin's great. I'm like, okay, so I read some Robin, and then it's like, now go read this other thing. And that I get like that's the business model of comic books, but
yeah,
I can't bring myself to get invested in something else I don't give a shit about.
Just to learn about how like one character's story turns out.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I understand. Yeah.
All right. I think that's all the news stories we have for today. You wanna just talk about some stuff?
Talk about some stuff? Yeah, sure.
I don't know. What are you doing for Halloween?
I don't know. I was thinking of getting like a scary mask and just scaring the crap out of the kids that come to our door, because we live in an actual house now. So because before we lived in like apartment complexes and whatnot. So like we never really like got the trick-or-treaters, but like now we live in an actual neighborhood. So I'm thinking we're going to get some trick-or-treaters this year, and I want to get like I don't know, like a demon or a predator mask or something like that, and be like, whoever stays can get candy.
Nice. Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
Planned. I got the Jason DVDs. I haven't cracked them open yet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't have anything planned. I we used to have like parties and stuff. I don't have any friends around that do that stuff anymore. This is probably going out like the week of Halloween, but it's going to be Friday, like November. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to play Destiny 2 after this, or Mario.
Nice.
I'm trying to keep the podcast going.
We gotta stretch the episode. We gotta stretch it.
I want to give people more like, we're at 120, 127, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's good enough.
All right. Good for you is good for me.
All right, Lo, where can the people find you?
Y'all can find me on Twitter at Nero the Hero, N3R0, THEH3R0. You can also find me on YouTube, Nero the Hero, all with letters. I'm working on some more content because I
Fortnite.
don't know, like, yeah, probably, most likely. It was actually this morning I woke up, I'm like, I should do like an actual like review on Fortnite, maybe, because I haven't actually done anything for my personal channel with it. I've uploaded like some stuff to Charge Shot and whatnot. Who knows? I'll probably end up doing more for Charge Shot too, just because. But yeah, because I don't know, it's just a really interesting game, and I don't know, like it's a good game, but there's like some really like weird like big things that are holding it back, I feel like. And if they can just fix those, then it could just be like that much better game. But I don't know.
I think you
Anyway.
liked the game enough to be playing it all this time. If you didn't like it, you wouldn't be playing it
Oh,
for
yeah.
like months.
Right. No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting because like I'll be talking to someone, I'm like, oh yeah, this game's really cool, I like it a lot. But then I'm like, oh yeah, but this one thing. And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, well, there's that one thing, but look at all this other cool stuff. It's like, well, yeah, well, this one thing, no. And I'm like, well, fine, be that way. I don't care.
Yeah, once it goes free to play, like I'll play some with you and we can do some stuff.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest thing with that game is just like if you're not sure about it, just wait for free to play.
Yeah, because it's coming soon.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I like the Halloween. Like it's interesting that they're doing seasonal things because the Halloween one like is interesting me. Like it interests me enough to think about getting it, but I've already bought like so many games this past week.
Yeah.
All right. You can find me, your host here, at CSG Thomas on Twitter. You can also find us all here at chargeshot.com. You can also email me, thomas@chargeshot.com. I've been doing some streaming on my own Twitch channel, Thomas Reese. I'm also on Mixer as Tainted Kane. I when I stream on Mixer, it's going to be straight from the Xbox, and I'm going to be lying in my bed and wrapped in a big old comforter.
Nice. That's actually pretty cool. That sounds nice.
Trying to beat
Cuphead. Everybody else does that.
Yeah. So until then, guys, enjoy your games.
Bye.
Bye.
Boom. I have an hour and 29 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice.